Good morning. So today's our topic is to be the unit 4. Okay. So unit 4, robot programming. So robot programming, actually we all know that the robot has to be programmed. So we are need to know what are all the basic languages and what about the classification and what are all the softwares and what about applications. So everything that we have to see. Okay. So that will be seen detailed in the case of a robot programming. So robot programming is the art of teaching a robot online or offline a series of tasks to be performed with required accuracy, velocity, and repeatability. So it is like teaching a robot. Okay, so it is, we can able to perform a series of tasks with the accuracy, velocity, and repeatability. So when you are saying about the development of robot programming concept, so actually it is almost as old as the development of robot manipulators. So we'll have a characteristic features of robot programming, whether we'll have a real physical world which has to be manipulated, or we can go for an abstract models which represents the world in a functional or descriptive manner by programs and data. So general robot programming paradigm பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா, so robots will be work into the workspace and by having objects, workspaces, tools, etc. So then we'll have observations. So observations which will be followed by the sensors. So we have to get a feedback. So after getting a feedback, we'll be forcing up into the computers, programmers, or data over on it. Okay. So for robots, we have to do the actions. So we'll have a physical world, abstract models over on it. So by giving off an action, it will be working into the workspace. Or we'll have an internal robot state, will be going back to the sensor. So on the observation is the sensor for the feedback procedure. Then the computers will be commanding the sensor and the robots over on it. So this is the robotic programming paradigm. So what are all the methods of training robots அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, we'll have a lead through programming. So it's used for servo control robots. அதாவது என்ன பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னா, we can teach by building or we can teach by software. So அதுல வந்து we'll have a point to point method and we'll have a continuous path method. So point to point அப்படின்னா, we have to move a robot to each point in the task and we have to record it. Whereas a continuous path அப்படின்னா, we have to move the robot to the entire task at the normal speed. So the robot recorded position many times a second over on it. Okay. So this is the way to take over on it. What are all the methods of training robots? Similarly, when we are going for an offline programming, so which is used for servo control robots over on it. So we'll have a transfer from another robot which is already knows how to do the task. Similarly, we'll have an operator write the task programs with a step-by-step procedures in some programming language over on it. Okay. So similarly, so whether step-by-step procedures in some programming language. Okay. So the next thing we have to go for an robot simulations. That is, it is sometimes called, so when you're going for a teach by guiding, it is also called as a lead through programming. Okay. So primarily in the method வந்து பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா, it is highly suitable for programming the continuous path robots over on it. So இதை எப்படி done பண்ணுவோம் அப்படின்னா, it can be done with the simple equipment and controls over on it. So in the teaching வந்து is performed quickly and it is immediately useful mode. Whereas in the case of a playback mode, robot வந்து repeats the path and the operations that are stored in memory will be at during the teach operation. So in some systems என்ன பண்ணுவோம் அப்படின்னா, it is possible to play back at different speeds in the speed what we are using the teach mode. So all these movements will be recorded into the memory for the playback during the production. Whereas in case of an இப்போ guiding பார்க்கும்போது அதாவது என்ன அப்படின்னா a person doing the programming. So they'll have a physical contact with the robot arm. So what it actually they can able to gain control and they can walk the robot's arm to the desired position சொல்லுவாங்க. So main concerns வந்து பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா we are be done by the correct positioning sequences. So அப்போ cycle time and the speed வந்து which can be changed later. But a dead man's control வந்து should be fitted for the safety reasons over. So every operator motions வந்து will be recorded and played back in the same manner with including unintended motion. So what are all the disadvantages பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா, so it is difficult to incorporate sensory information. So அதே சமயத்தில் it cannot be used in some hazardous situations. It is not practical in handling large robots over on it. Since teaching வந்து will performed manually, high precision in generating paths which cannot be achieved. Synchronization with other operations, device or external sensors, which may be difficult. So these are all the things which are been defined in the case of teach by guiding method. But teaching by teach box method, teaching and pendant control system, teaching the robot by a teach pendant. So அப்படி பண்ணும்போது what we'll have of, it has a toggle switches or a contact button for controlling the movement of the robot. So we have to move the robot to each specific point manually and we'll have a pressing a button to record the coordinates of that point to teaching in the point-to-point system. So encoders, potentiometers or other means வந்து என்ன பண்ணும் அப்படின்னா which will does the position measurements over. So large robot arms வந்து பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா they are offer counterbalance to make manual movement easier. So some large movements வந்து பார்த்தோம்னா will have an auxiliary right weight arm that can be used for training or training. So in the teach pendant வந்து can control all axes of the robot arm in terms of positions and movement of velocity. So pendant controls are especially பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா it is usually for large robots that might otherwise be difficult to make through the training cycle. And similarly, they are also useful in applications in a dangerous environments overall. So when you are seeing the teaching and pendant control so more convenient for many purposes other than manual movement. So the use of pendant control has increased in the last few years. The main disadvantage the equipment is tied up in the programming stage. So however, because of simplicity in this method, it is widely accepted in the industry, especially in PTP applications as machine loading and unloading, task welding, and a simple assembly task. So while you're saying about the advantages and disadvantages, actually the shop personnel which does not require deeper programming experience, whereas will have a logical way to learn. Disadvantage பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா production must be encrypted. So teach pendant will have a limitations in the amount of decision making logic. So no interface to other computer systems in the practice. So offline programming பார்த்தோம்னா that is the programming for the required sequence of functions and positions is written on a remote computer control. Then we have to transfer the robot controller. Where robot programming language வந்து பார்த்தோம்னா is to make it easy for the purposes of an ADA or value. So teaching by teach boxes will be used in all these areas, but it cannot provide them close control. So while sensory information will be required to assist in the robot control. So a further problem will be transferring the sensory information to the robot. So for this reason, it is desirable and often essential that computer programming will be done in advanced control robots. So அதுக்கு பேர் தான் என்ன சொல்லுவோம் அப்படின்னா which is called as offline programming or pre-programming to differentiate it from the programming that occurs during teaching. So offline programming and pre-programming or which will be the synonymous and indicate that the programming is done in advance by the use of robot programming language rather than being done in a teaching mode. So present robot offline programming languages for the features check pannona, it should meet the following criteria. So it should enable the human operators in order to utilize all the capabilities designed for the robot. It is the sensor system technology. And similarly, it should be such that the human operator will have to use a clear and simple style when we are programming robot motion. So present robot offline programming languages in the past its syntax must be easy to learn so that non-professional programmer could readily memorize the language and thus readily write programs and read them. So this section will review the evaluation of robot languages like MH1, Wave1, PAL, Rail, Health, JAS, RPF, and MCS. So this will be. So let me see one by one. So mechanical hand one, MH1. This is the first robot language which describes the programming command which has been developed by MIT Ernst in the year 1960 to 61. So என்னென்ன commands இருக்கும் பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா we'll have a move, until, if, go to, if, continue. Move அப்படிங்கிறது indicating a direction in the screen. Until அப்படிங்கிறது some specific conditions occurs. If go to அப்படின்னா it has to branch to a new location for a specific condition. If continue அப்படின்னா it has to continue on a specific condition. So these are all about the mechanical hand one. Next one வந்து பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா wave. So wave has been developed at Stanford University. So most important features it can go for the compliance with the Cartesian coordinate. அதே மாதிரி coordination of joint motions எப்படி இருக்குன்னா will have a continuity of velocities and acceleration through trajectory turning points. So அதே மாதிரி descriptions of end effector will be having in a Cartesian and will have a Goddard vocabulary so that sensory information will be used to terminate the move and end effector such as something over. Next thing, we'll have a AL. So AL in a sense we'll have assembly language. So assembly language is to be the high level programming system. So this is used for specifications of manipulated tasks. So when you are going for an assembly language, particularly it is used for such as an automatic assembly in production line manufacturing. And will have a considerable effect on other languages also. And the main thing we can know that it is one of the leading contenders for a common robotic language. So actually the assembly language has been developed at Stanford University in the year of 1974. So similarly, actually, it it is like a source language. So what it is this அப்படின்னா, it will have a translators to convert programs to runnable code at a runtime system. So trajectory calculations will be done over on it in order to compile the time, and it can be able to modify during the runtime whenever it is necessary. So similarly, two or more objects can be able to handle as one by the affix command. Okay. Similarly, we'll have a force sensing and a compliance will be implemented in the number of subroutines, and we'll have a number of signal statements and wait statements. So if we are having a wait process for the completion of the another process. And similarly, we'll have a arm and hand movement commands are also available in order to control moves, velocity, force, and the tap. Okay. The next programming language பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா programming language for arc welding class PLAW. Okay. So actually it was developed by Kometsu in the which has been equipped with current and television. Okay. So when we are saying about the PLA, it is a low-level language which is specifically developed to program an adaptive welding robot. So it's primarily serves to simplify the programming of a complex operations. So in contrast to AL this language does not call for the use of a large computer. So it includes the following instructions. So என்னென்ன instructions பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா robot motion control, that is we'll have a point to point. Similarly, we'll have a control of welding equipment. After control of peripherals, so we'll have on and off conditions over on it. So control of sensor systems இருக்கும், service instructions இருக்கும். அதே மாதிரி we'll have a conditional and unconditional jump instructions also இருக்கும். So அந்த jump instructions என்ன பண்ணும் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, it will check the states of the flag and it will perform the respective branch actions. Okay. So remaining thing that we can see in the next slide. Thank you all.